She didn't say anything when he reached for her hand. She just let it happen, fingers slipping easily into his like they'd done it 1,000 times before. Maybe they had, in other ways. In glances held too long, in pauses that carried more weight than words. In the way their conversations always lingered in the spaces between work and obligation. Tonight, though, it was different. There was no one watching. No reason to hold back. David Licauco and Barbie Forteza had carved out this moment for themselves, and for once it didn't feel borrowed. They walked without needing to decide where they were going. The city was still humming around them, but it felt far away, like background noise to something quieter growing between them. He glanced over at her as she tucked a loose strand of hair behind her ear, and he smiled, not because she did something, but because she didn't have to. She was just there beside him, and that was enough. They found a place without thinking. A small cafe still open late, its lights warm and low, the kind of place that doesn't ask questions. They sat outside, the table between them barely wide enough to keep them apart. They didn't fill the space with chatter. Instead, they let the quiet stretch, comfortable like a blanket they both knew the shape of. She looked at him differently now. Not like a friend, not like a co-star. There was a softness in her eyes, but also a kind of knowing. Like she'd finally stopped pretending she didn't see what was already there. He felt it too, in the way he leaned closer when she spoke, in how his voice dropped just slightly when he said her name. The world didn't shift. The sky didn't open. But something changed between them in the most ordinary, honest way. He reached across the table and let his fingers trace over hers, slow, deliberate, not asking for anything except to be allowed to feel it. She didn't move, didn't speak, just looked at him with that heartful, almost shy expression that said more than yes ever could. Later, when the cafe had emptied out and the lights began to dim, they stayed. No rush, no goodbye looming over the night. Just the two of them, knees brushing beneath the table, her hand still in his. At one point she laughed, quietly, almost to herself, and he asked her what was funny. She just shook her head, smiled and whispered, nothing. Just this. He understood. He didn't need more than that. When they finally stood, it wasn't dramatic. He helped her with her coat, and she reached for his arm instinctively. They walked slowly, the air cooler now, but neither of them seemed to notice. They didn't talk on the way back. Didn't need to. Their silence said enough. This wasn't the start of something. It had already started. This was just choosing it, finally, fully, without hesitation.